From its grassroots beginning in 1913, Dixie Regional Medical Center has been providing quality health care to southern Utah and surrounding regions for over 100 years. Thanks to the commitment of the administration, the doctors, the nurses, the staff, generous support of this community, Dixie Regional Medical Center has pursued a vision of growth and excellence. I can personally attest to the dedication and commitment of the professionals that work around the clock to keep the center on the cutting edge. Today, Dixie Regional Medical Center is inviting you once again to step into a new frontier, and this time in the treatment of cancer.
I grew up here in St. George. I went to Pineview High School, and my wife is from St. George. She was born and raised, and her parents and grandparents are born and raised in St. George. So basically I had to sign a contract when I got married to her that I would eventually bring her back to St. George. And I was introduced to Gary Stone and Terry Kane and their teams, and they talked to me about their vision of what cancer care needed to look like in southern Utah. Around the time I was trying to decide, there was really a sort of a revolution with regards to how cancer was treated, and we got all kinds of new scientific advancements and technology.
Previously, I was at Stanford University. We were doing a lot of the genomics work that we have now transferred here to Intermountain Healthcare, but we had a harder time applying it clinically.
It was obvious that there was a change on the horizon with regards to cancer care and the opportunities that were out there. It was easy to see that genomics was the next frontier with regards to cancer treatments and cancer care.
And at Stanford, I was one of many investigators that were all working on separate projects. To get a project like this off the ground really requires a tremendous amount of support in all facets.
Dr. Nadel and I went to medical school together and got to be very fast friends there. I knew he was at Stanford finishing up his research and was in the field of cancer genomics. So we started reaching out to him and wondering what the possibilities were of him coming and starting a genomics program.
Intermountain offered the resources and the infrastructure and the entire organizational support to making this happen, taking what we were doing in the lab and applying it clinically. Organized in these strings that are called chromosomes.
So the thing about Lincoln is first of all, he's brilliant. He's a brilliant scientist. He understands genomics better than anybody I've ever met in my life. I think he saw just really the opportunity that we were going to be able to get this up and off the ground and running faster than we would have in any other place.
And this approach is novel, it's cutting edge, it's unique, and it allows patients to receive treatments that are specifically targeted to the characteristics of their tumor. It really is personalized cancer medicine.
But the opportunity that genomics brings is what it does is it allows us to take a piece of somebody's tumor, look at the DNA, the genetic makeup of that tumor, and find specific targets, what mutations are causing that tumor to grow.
And then we pick the appropriate drugs that will target just that gene or just that alteration, and we match those up, and now we're giving a patient a targeted therapy that has strong rationale behind it, and, by the way, has many fewer side effects, fewer toxicities, is more tolerable. Something that's been surprising and actually quite satisfying is to see some of the outcomes. We've had patients do remarkably well, and in fact, in many cases, better than I frankly thought that they would.
I'll keep up with the positive attitude, and I'll let the doctors keep up with the miracle work that they're doing at Intermountain.
My dad loves laughing, and he loves making other people laugh.
I saw my dad as someone who was kind to everyone, and he saw everyone as equals.
If you ever met him once, you'd say he was a very positive, happy person.
I met Mr. Weber a couple of years ago. He was diagnosed with a metastatic colon cancer.
When they did some tests and found that he had stage 4 cancer.
You know, I don't know if the children really understood or realized the situation he was in totally.
And it definitely hit us.
It was out of the blue.
It hurt. I mean, it almost felt like a knife going into you.
I could sense that my days were, kind of maybe numbered.
So in talking to Lincoln one day, I said, you know what, we should really sequence Mr. Weber's tumor. We as kind of a last-ditch effort, just see if perhaps there's something there.
And he was actually the first patient for whom we tried this approach. We identified that his tumor harbored a specific gene abnormality for which there is a drug.
He had a HER2 amplification. That's a specific gene that we see a lot in breast cancer.
But he had colon cancer. Well, we decided that there was enough rationale, we understood the problem well enough that we felt comfortable using this drug for his colon cancer.
It took several weeks, but when it started to kick in, he started getting his hair back, and he's got a lot of energy back, and I couldn't make fun of him anymore because he got brown hair instead of his old gray hair.
He got up out of his wheelchair, got off all of his pain medicines, gained weight, and lived for another 15 months on this drug with no side effects and felt great.
That new treatment that I'm on, I mean, it came perfectly. Just at, I guess, the door of despair, there's a door of a miracle. And it opened up pretty wide pretty quickly.
Not only have more time with him, but have time that he could be himself and not have all the symptoms of the chemotherapy. That was what was the blessing.
He was able to see me get my first boyfriend and see me get my first breakup and help me with that, and it really did mean a lot to me.
He just wanted to be able to stay around long enough to get his children situated and, be prepared for the future.
Grateful. I couldn't thank you enough for that technology and what you guys came up with. It didn't just give me a little time, it gave me another 2 years with my dad.
Our fight against cancer is going to be measured in incremental gains. But to gain an entire year at a time or more is unheard of in the setting of cancer. Too often this disease progresses and takes the life of a patient in a matter of months. And so to start extending that and improving upon that is really exciting. And we hope that we can do that over and over again, not only for him, but other patients just like him, so that they can experience life on their own terms while they're feeling well in an extended way.
We're looking for partners, we're looking for collaborators, we're looking for people who can continue to assist us in these endeavors.
What we've found is that a major part of the secret sauce to this entire approach is the people. There's no doubt about it. It's the people that are dedicated, that are like-minded, and view this as something of a mission to provide this approach to patients and to help cancer patients and to be innovative. There's something in the hearts of people who live in this valley already that embrace that and want to be part of it and want to contribute to the secret sauce.
In the future, as we get more information and we learn more about this, I certainly see a day where we're just doing genomics and not chemotherapy.
We can make this available to everyone in the country, and I think, and we all believe, that Intermountain Healthcare in St. George will become something of a destination for patients to come and receive cutting-edge cancer care.
Stephen was more than willing and happy to do that. He says even if it doesn't work for me, it might help others. He was standing up on one of the mountains, and it was a beautiful day and a lot of clouds in the sky, and so he jumped up in the air and had his arms out, and it looked like he was in the clouds. And so I think of him that way, that he no longer has all those tubes and pain, that he's happy and free.